Hi, I'm Mohammed Saqib and I've been teaching for the past 12 years. I've noticed one common problem in the students starting from 8th standard till 12th standard. And this problem that I'm talking about is that as you grow older, as you reach your 12th standard, this actually becomes very embarrassing. This problem becomes very dreadful if you have no knowledge about it. And the common and the simplest topic I'm talking about right now, which has actually become a huge problem for a lot of students, is they don't know how to split the middle term. So today we are going to cover the topic how to split the middle term. Now before understanding how to split the middle term, we need to understand when to split the middle term. So let us break this problem into two parts. First, when to split the middle term, and next, then how to split the middle term. Um, while we are covering this topic of when to split the middle term, we need to understand that we need to have some knowledge about polynomials. The basic three kinds of polynomials are a monomial, a binomial, or a trinomial. So only when you have a trinomial on hand, that is the only time you can split a middle term. A trinomial is of the form of ax square plus bx plus c, where this is your first term, this is your middle term, and this is your last term. A being your first term, B being your middle term, and C being your last term. So a trinomial can actually be solved in two ways. One way is by using some identity. The basic two types being a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. But instead of doing this, it is always very simple to split the middle term. So even if you don't want to remember any of the identities, always go for splitting the middle term. Now the how to part. Now generally trinomials are basically of two types. One being ax square plus or minus bx plus c, and the other being ax square plus or minus bx minus c. In both the polynomials, one part or the last part is only important, the last sign is important. We are supposed to focus on this sign. The middle sign will come into play later on, but right now we need to focus on the last sign only. So if it is of this type, if the trinomial is of this kind, then you need to first find the product of the first term and the last term. That should be your first step. Find the product of the first term and the last term. Whatever product you find their factors. Find the factors of the above product in such a manner that when they are added, it gives the middle term. Once again, first we need to find the product of the first and the last term, meaning we need to multiply a with c. That is the first part we are supposed to do. Multiply a and c. Suppose the product you obtained is d. Then find the factors of d in such a manner that the two factors, if they are added, it gives you the middle term. And the third step, where the middle sign will come into play, that if the last sign is a plus sign, then middle sign will be given to both the factors. One more time. First, we need to find the product of the first term and the last term, that is A into C. Suppose your answer is D. Now we need to find two factors of the product D in such a manner if they are added. Why are they added? Because the last sign is plus. If they are added, it gives you the middle term. And then finally, you have to place both the factors in a manner it will be taking the sign of the middle term if the last sign is a plus sign. Now, if you have the other kind of trinomial where the last sign is a minus sign, then again you are supposed to repeat the first step. And the first step being you need to find the product of the first term and the last term. That is again A into C. And suppose you get your answer to be D. Now, the second step is very similar to the second step of the above procedure. All you have to do is you need to find two factors of D in such a manner that if they are getting subtracted, that is when you get the middle term. Find the factors of the above product in such a manner that when the two factors are subtracted, you get the middle term. And now the middle sign will come into play. Now when you get two such factors which when get subtracted will give you the middle term, use both the factors, put it in place of B in such a manner that the middle sign will be given to the bigger factor and the opposite sign of the middle sign will be given to the smaller factor. The middle sign will be given to the bigger factor and opposite sign will be given to the smaller factor. Let us take some examples here. We'll be taking two examples of each type. So in totality, we'll be taking four examples. Say, if we have x square plus 5x plus 6, say we have x square minus 5x plus 6. These two examples are for a trinomial where the last sign is a plus sign. And x square plus 5x minus 6 and x square minus 5x minus 6. If you notice again, in these two trinomials, the last sign is a minus sign. All the four trinomials are different to each other. Why? Because here all the factors, all the terms have a plus sign. Here the middle sign is a minus sign, a negative one. Here the last sign is a negative one, but the middle sign is a positive one. And here both the signs, the middle and the last sign, are negative in nature. So the first step for these kind of examples where the last term has a positive sign. So find the product of the first and last term. So here the first term is a 1. The coefficient here, if there is no coefficient, it is 1. And the last is 6. Their product is again 6. So we need to find factors of 6 in such a manner that if they get added, they will give you the middle term 5. So the only factor we can think of is 3 2s are. 3 2s are gives you 6 and 3 plus 2 will also give you 5. And now we are supposed to place these two factors in place of the middle term in such a manner that the middle sign is given to both the factors. Why? Because the last sign is a plus sign. So x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. This plus sign comes from here. And why are we using this plus sign? or giving the middle sign to both the factors because the last sign is a plus sign. Now all you have to do is you have to take common out from the two parts. In these two you get x common out, you are left with x plus 3. Here you get plus 2 common out, you are left with x plus 3. And this is how I do. I pinch these two. So x plus 3 is pinched and the remaining factor is x plus 2. So this is how you split a common middle term. Similarly, here again the last sign is a plus sign, but so the first step should be multiply the first and the last term, which is 6, 1 and 6. Again the product is 6. But now we need to find two factors. If when added they give you middle term 5, which is again 3 2s are. Their product is 6 and their addition is 5 also, because the last sign is plus. So you need to find two factors such that their addition is the middle term. So 3 2s will give you 6 and their addition will also give you the middle term. However, this one is different from this one. Why? Because here the middle term was a plus sign, here the middle term is a minus sign. And whenever the last sign is plus, the third criteria is that if the last sign is plus, the middle sign has to be given to both the factors. So here the two factors are 3 and 2 and the middle sign is minus and the last sign is plus. So we will be giving the middle sign minus to both these factors. So this will become x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. Again, break it into two parts. The first part has x common, x minus 3. The second part will have minus 2 common and x plus 3. Again, when these two brackets are same, that is when you can pinch them. So you get x minus 3, x minus 2. So although these two were very similar sums, however, the only difference in these two sums was the middle sign. The last sign was still plus. So we applied all these three criteria when the last sign is plus in a trinomial, and we get two different answers totally. Now coming to the third trinomial, the third and the fourth trinomial, both these trinomials have the last sign to be the negative sign. So we'll be using the three criteria when the last sign is a negative sign. So first we'll multiply the first term and the last term, which is 6 again. Now we need to find the factors of 6 in such a manner that their subtraction is 5, not addition. So their subtraction is 5, then 6 ones are will give you 6 and the subtraction will also give you 5. And now the third criteria says that the middle sign here is plus, will be given to the bigger factor, and the opposite sign of this is minus, will be given to the smaller factor. So this now will become x square plus 6x minus x minus 6. Minus x meaning there is a 1 hidden here. We just don't write 1 before a variable. That is not how we write coefficients. The coefficient 1 is never written. It is assumed that there is a 1 before an x. If only an x is written then. Similarly here also, x square is only written, then here we are assuming there is a 1 here. It is always there, we just don't write it 1x square. X square itself means it is 1x square. Similarly, minus x itself means that it is minus 1x. So again, the first criteria multiplying the first two factors, 1 and 6, which gives you 6. Then the product of this is 6. The two factors of 6 in such a manner that they get subtracted to get the middle term. So the two factors of 6 should be 6 and 1, because 6 minus 1 will give you 5. Just like here 3 and 2 when added would give you 5, here 6 minus 1 would give you 5. So the two factors are 6 and 1. And the last criteria of such a kind of trinomial is that the middle sign should be given to the bigger factor. Here the middle sign is given to the bigger factor, which is plus, is given to the middle factor, a bigger factor, and the opposite sign of plus, that is minus, is given to the smaller factor. Now again break it into two. The first part has x common, which is x plus 6. The next two has nothing common, so there is always minus 1 common, which will force the other parts to become positive, because we are taking a negative sign common out. Again, these two are the same brackets, we can pinch them down, which will give you x plus 6, and the remaining part is x minus 1. And the last kind of trinomial, where again the last sign is a negative sign. So the first step again, product of the first and the last term, 1x square 1 and the last term is 6, which gives you the product 6. Find the factors of 6 in such a manner that if they get subtracted, you get the middle term. Again, 6 and 1 are the two factors which when get subtracted will give you the middle term 5. However, now the middle sign is minus, and whenever the last sign is a negative one, the middle sign has to be given to the bigger factor and the opposite sign has to be given to the smaller factor. Here the middle sign is minus, it is to be given to 6, the bigger factor, and the opposite sign of minus is plus 1, which is to plus, which has to be given to the plus 1, because 1 is the smaller factor. So this becomes x square minus 6x plus x minus 6. Again plus x, meaning there is a 1 hidden here. So again the middle sign minus is given to the bigger factor 6, and the opposite sign of minus, that is plus, is given to 1. We don't write 1 with this, of course, this is only for you to understand. Make two pairs, x again common, you will get x minus 6, plus 1 common, you will get x minus 6. Pinch the two same factors, that is x minus 6 and the remaining x plus 1. I hope with the usage of these 4 examples, you will get some knowledge about how to split the middle term. In the next video, I am going to use more examples, say 10 to 15 more examples, so that you get a proper grip on how to split the middle term. Thank you.